good. So I got some stuff online. I do buy models and supplies online, but not very frequently. I always try and pick something up in store locally whenever possible, or if I'm buying online, it's going to be a local place, and then I might pick it up in store. There's a handful of stores in Ontario that have hobby stuff, but they're not necessarily hobby stores. They might be lifestyle stores. They might be like Asian, Japanese, general stores. I don't really know how to phrase it. You know, where they'll have cutlery and dinnerware and bed sheets. Miniso, I guess like that, but like a little pricier. I feel like they're a little pricier. Although Miniso, I have noticed they carry Gunpla. So there's this place called Toko Toko Dream Best Living. This is actually the washi tape that was on the box. The way they actually, I want to show you guys. The way that they packaged the box was actually quite nice. Fairly quickly, but enough jibber jabber, enough yip yapping. What did I get? The Gundam based limited Draken E. So yeah, this would have been available at, I'm not sure which Gundam base. Hold on a second, let me just move things around. Yeah, I'm not sure which Gundam base this would have been available. Isn't there like 2 or 3? There's like 2 in Japan and then another 2 in Asia. And these are available if you have a traveling Gundam base event, because I know they do that in the US. They potentially would have these things available at said events. However, my understanding is that they sell out pretty quickly. And so yeah, I just thought that was a good opportunity to get this. The Gundam-based limited Draken E. This does not have any scale to it. I think that there's some people that have speculated as to what the scale is, but it's not 1 in 1/44th. It's not 1 in 34th scale. It could be 1 in 25th scale, possibly, which would bring it in line with the Hexagear kits. I'm again not sure. I've heard some people say that maybe it'll pair well with like a perfect grade kit in terms of scale, but I don't know. But let's take a look here. This looks like something that could have easily come out of, the PS1 era mecha games like Front Mission. This feels very Front Mission in some ways. It's from Gundam War in the Pocket. And then there's an alternate color scheme if you choose to paint it that way. I think it has an alternate armament too if you look at the arms, right? Do you look at the arms there? Yeah, and it is an HG kit. It is kind of simple at the end of the day, but I thought that this was pretty neat to get. And I don't think I'm going to build it anytime soon. We can take a look at it. I don't think I'll build it anytime soon, but it'll be nice to get around to it when I do get to painting. So there's only 2 bags. There's the torso. Gotta make sure to watch it in a few months. Oh, okay, cool. This is possibly the back and the torso. There's some wire here. I'm not really sure where that goes. We can take a look at the instructions. Some gray parts. But yeah, this seems like a great kit to do some weathering, of course. There's the hands, little bitty hands. Oh, there are stickers here, but it's very simple. It's just like some insignia. I think that's it. So, oh look, no, there's more stickers here. So you can see some hazard stripes, which you can paint. I think that wouldn't be too hard to mask off and paint. And some, this looks like a decorative design, so that would be harder to paint, and then some color correction. And then the instructions are probably very simple, right? Yeah, there's no color, and there's no sort of like information about the model and lore as you would see normally for retail kits. They usually have stuff like that. But yeah, you can choose either one to assemble. I don't know how to pronounce this, but the Rhea army or the Principality of Zeon. So there's two different armaments, and you can build it in two different ways. And then the color scheme would be kind of associated with that. I'm curious where the wire goes. I saw some wire, and I'm not seeing where it goes at the moment. But yeah, this is, again, I felt like this would be pretty fun to get. Okay, yeah, the wire right here. Just like that. It's a nice little detail, to be honest. Yeah, great thing to possibly weather. And there's a cockpit too. And so you don't often see that with HG kits. But because this is a totally different scale, it was, I guess they felt like they could do that and make a cockpit. So not too complicated. But I think this will be fun. So that's what I got. And then, like I said, I can't actually show the other thing that I got because that's going to be a gift. Maybe we can talk about it after it is gifted, but I had to buy a couple of other things to kind of fill out the requirement for free shipping. So I got myself some Mark Setter, which until now I have never used Mark Setter. I have Mark Softer, but never the Setter. But recently we've noticed some of the completed models that we've made, the decal is lifting, right? Even though we had sprayed a top coat, a handful of models, the decal is lifting. And so I intended to buy Mark Setter for a while now. I just never got around to it. So finally got some Mark Setter. I haven't used it, like I said. So I'm going to have to kind of figure out and try it and test it out. But again, just something to fill it out, and I definitely needed it. This thing is probably going to be hard to see, but this is Mr. Masking sheet, round and triangle. So it's a big yellow sheet of adhesive tape. But if we upon closer inspection, you should be able to see that there are tiny little dots and triangles. So let's try and open this. It's having some difficulty opening this. There we go. I wonder if you're gonna be able to see this. Let's take a look. Do you look really closely at very tiny die-cut circles of various sizes. And to be perfectly honest, most folks that are going to use this are going to use this to mask off areas to paint around details. But I thought it might be fun to use this for the purposes of patterns, for the purpose of like actually making circular designs and patterns and polka dots, to put some polka dots on my mechs. Highly underrated. The world needs more polka dots on your models. And this I thought was really interesting too, and it's probably too hard to see. My apologies. It's triangles. These are triangles. So the other sheet had circles of varying sizes, from 3mm to 5mm circles. This here is all 3mm triangles. Yes. And again, I thought that it might be fun to use this for some decorative designs. From the previous model that I was working on, the 30-minute missions model, where I was trying to do some designs and masking off spaces. This is kind of like a continuation of that. Just kind of continuing to explore how we can make patterns and designs, and I thought this would be pretty useful. And also it helped me fill out my order and then get free shipping. So yeah, that's what I got from Toko Toko Dream Best Living, and there's the website if anyone's curious, tokotokomall.ca. Obviously it's a Canadian store, so probably if you're Canadian, it's probably a decent place. If you're American, maybe there's some better options out there. Not sponsored, but between the delivery time, which was only 2 days, and the quality, the care that they took in shipping the product, and the pricing and all of that, it seemed like a pretty good store. I haven't really explored it all that much, but